Let them know that I've known you for 20 something years.
Yes, yes, yes. All the way from Cool FM days.
Early Cool FM days, not Cool FM days. Early.
Yep, Elif Cool,
When
exactly.
Lakeside was still a Cool FM.
Exactly. There you go.
Mm. So I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
2003, 2004, which is about 22 years now. Okay.
Yeah, since it was Molly's.
Mm-hmm. You ended up being a captain in a private jet before you left, and then later came back. You had a
Yeah.
wonderful career in flying. So, this incident, what are your thoughts?
Well, like, w- I think a lot of we pilots don't like to speak out when it involves us, but we have to be open about certain things and take responsibilities of where we're wrong. First of all, I see it as a chain of errors from so many personnels, right from Fan, who
Hmm.
is the airport authority, and then AVSEC should have been the one to disembark the passenger and make sure that they're not even on the ramp.
Hmm.
Because the story now is that the passenger came on board with alcohol and got into it with the cabin crew, even went as far as pouring his drink on the cabin crew. And the
I,
captain went ahead to try to sort out the situation, but he got disrespectful and insisted. They managed to disembark him from the airplane. Then he decides he's going to stand in front of the aircraft and refuse the aircraft from taxiing. Now, this is an aircraft that has to do on time departures and things like that. Again, doesn't mean safety should be compromised.
thank you.
Obviously, there has been someone who it's human error as well. The captain, she got pissed off and reacted in a way that she could have conducted herself better because that's a
Way
training we
better.
also
She's not
go
a
through.
downfall driver.
So she could have insisted more on the AVSEC to remove the passenger from the ramp and she can taxi off, not to go off in that way that was risking people's lives.
Apart
I
from
guess it's
risking
just
his life,
emotions over over safety at that point. I don't know what was on her mind,
you
but that
are
was
a
wrong.
woman pilot. Not just a pilot, you're a captain.
Yes.
And you've been a last. I remember when you became a captain. That was about 5 years ago,
A bit more than that.
right? Thereabout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's been more than 5 years. Ha. Okay. So here's what I have to say. If the captain was, you see, I'm not talking about a first officer here who is
Mm-hmm.
new on the job, who doesn't understand you are the man of the ship. If the first
Yeah.
officer wants to go, all you need to say is, I have control.
Yeah, by
That's
law,
why there's a
actually, the
captain.
captain. That's why there's a captain, and that's why there's a first officer. And then if you have two captains flying together, there's always someone who's designated as a pilot in command. So that person has the final say. So whoever had the final
As the
say
captain.
obviously
Whoever
made
sits in the
that
left seat,
decision.
from my understanding of
Yeah.
aviation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And obviously that was a decision that that wasn't a very safe decision.
As in,
I'm not proud of
and he
it.
was caught on camera.
Yes, and
She'll
happily
probably get a
posted by
demotion. She'll
numerous
probably go back
people.
to first officer.
Probably the emotion is a build up not just with the first officer, but also with the flight attendants or the cabin crew in the situation. Since it's an airline, the cabin crews that were also affected. Everyone's tensed up, upset. So it's the progression. But again, we are trained to manage such situations and simply get it handled by the security, get him off the airplane, get him off the ramp, and continue your flight like every other day. But then it also shows a gap in the Nigerian aviation system because it lets you know that whoever is in charge of screening, because from what they wrote, is that he actually had alcohol on board, not just
Hmm.
liquid, but alcohol. So if the screening wasn't done properly, how did he get there with alcohol in the first place?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then board in the
Hmm.
plane with the alcohol. So there's a lot of,
Now, is
it's a series of,
Value Jet, I've never used them before. Are they private jets or are they, what exactly are they?
no, they're a
Regular
fully
airline?
commercial scheduled airline.
Oh, wow.
And they're very good. They're very good. They're actually
Have
one
you
of the
flown for them
best.
before? This one that you're advertising them.
I knew that was coming. I haven't flown for them, but I'm very familiar with their operations and their crews and their management and their procedures. So I know they come with high
Because me, I want to
standards.
call them out, new Value Jet. I want to, because how do you allow your captain to take such a big, as in, do you know that the plane will have hit this guy?
Well, I believe that's why the airline went as far as just suspending the license until the investigation
I understand when you have
is
an
finalized.
incursion on the runway, like
Mm-hmm.
if you had hit Toga, you want to take off, and then somebody runs
Yeah.
the plane. At that instant, it is more dangerous for you to stop than to accelerate.
Mm-hmm.
If he was running
Yeah,
behind
but
the plane, running towards the plane, you can give him small throttle, blow him back like breeze.
I
I've
wouldn't
seen
even
that happen.
suggest that.
But
I
people
would
do
not
it, and
suggest
it's
that.
okay.
But,
Why is he running towards the
but that's
plane? Just
mean. That is mean
just give
though.
him small jet thrust. He will find his way.
You know
Small
how
fire will
dangerous
burn his
that is. You
chest.
know the temperature of that is very high. It can burn his skin. It
That's
would
why I
blow
said
him off.
some small burns on his chest to happen. You understand? But you see, at that instant, the plane was stationary. The
Yes.
plane was not in motion, and he jumped in front of the plane. The plane was
Hmm.
stationary. The plane moved. There is no excuse. My
Believe me, I
take,
don't think any pilot is arguing that part. I think more pilots are focusing on
no,
the
because
fact
all the
that
pilots that I know, they have all entered my DM, and they're all telling me that why am I blaming their colleague? That's what I mean now. Thank God, because I thought me and you
um,
come and quarrel here, and you,
no.
because I thought you were going to
um,
come and explain why she had to drive that downfall. Sorry, I mean plane, and use it to jam some. This is not downfall behavior.
now you want to call value check down for because of
No, no, okay. Value jet is not downfall, but the higher downfall driver. I mean, sorry, pilots.
Hey God.
Because that's what they downfall.
Okay.
You never said downfall. Downfall they've quarrel with Lasma. Lasma go they drag steering. Then the downfall they go. The Lasma go they hang. They go they beat the door.
We know.
No,
Well,
if it was a
I think
man that
every
drove
no.
like this, but you see, woman,
Mhm.
as in her past life, did she drive Molue?
Um, see, let's not let's not do that.
My sister,
She
please
has been
don't
a
be
pilot. She has
angry.
been a pilot for a long time.
Of course,
She
to
has
be a
been a
captain
pilot
is
for a
not
long
a
time,
beans. It's not Beyonce.
and she's worked in different airlines as well. So
Now
this
you come vex,
reaction
say, go
from
use
her,
plane jam person. Since my mama born me, I
no,
never
I'm
see this
not
kind of one.
justifying it. Believe me, I'm not justifying it in any way. I think everyone has to be rational and think along the lines in which we were trained, which is all safety first. So regardless,
I
the
swear to God, if
actions
they had
could have been
arrested
handled
Kwam1,
better.
if they had arrested Kwam1 from the tag and taking him with police, Kwam1 is my friend. Kwam1 is somebody I like, somebody I love and respect. I will quarrel him on top of this matter. But that one, we they
But they
won't use
did.
plane jam him.
So first, I don't even understand how AvSec, that's the security, aviation security, did not go and handle that situation. Maybe they were busy begging people, "Come find me change," but they should have focused on the issues on the ramp, which is get the passenger
So
out
why are
of
you
the ramp.
also indicting them that they like to beg people for change?
Uh, you know your country people.
See,
So I guess
I'm just going to call you
that was
Jay. I'm not going to call your full name because you didn't want to show your
okay.
face. Um,
Thank you.
so let me ask you a question. Nigerian anyhowness.
Hmm.
I think there should be a crime for being anyhow. Because anyhowness, Kwam1 being on the tarmac is anyhow. The pilot driving the way the pilot drove anyhow. That the fact that the people are there allowing him to pass, as in is a whole chain of anyhowness that
Yeah.
erupted as a Kwam1 incident.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Nigerian anyhowness and how it came to play in this particular incident.
Hmm. Well, the anyhowness, if you really want to address it, would start from the origin, like I said, which is fan, and they obviously have a gap that led to
As a
a man
pilot,
being.
what would you see or say was that gap?
Oh, there's a lot with different agencies, starting from fan. That's the airport management. So the people boarding, and then AFSEC, how did he scan his item through it? Or did he buy the alcohol after he had scanned? Because at Bucha, I don't recall them having alcohol bars at the boarding area. But if they did, after you've gone through the security and scanning, and he bought that, it's still not allowed on board. So
No,
now when
but you
he
know
was
that there
being
is, hold on, you know there is duty free in all
in
international
Abuja for
airports, and
domestic.
they sell alcohol, or alcohol is sold. Let me not start talking like Nigerians. They sell alcohol is sold at duty free shops around the world.
Yeah, but the duty free is for international departure. The terminals are different,
So there's no alcohol.
right?
There's alcohol in local flights now, if I remember clearly.
It is. But even if it is, it's not allowed for you to board with it. That's the thing.
Did
You're
he
not
know?
allowed to
Was
come
he
on board.
aware? What if it's a very expensive drink?
Okay, no, it's not just about boarding with alcohol. So the difference here is there's boarding with alcohol that has not been opened, still packed, you get, and there's the one that is already open and you're drinking. He was drinking out of a flask. And when
Mm.
he was asked what the content was, he said it was water, which they went ahead to test and it turned out to be alcohol. So they told him they couldn't continue. He had to either get rid of the drink or he has to disembark. And they disembarked him because he refused to part with his alcohol. But before then, he still went ahead to spill the drink on the cabin crew, which is very unprofessional. And also with the by ICAO laws, actually, it's it can be seen as hijacking a plane and terrorism.
Oh, wow.
So he already broke a law, and that can automatically lead him to be on the no-fly list. If it's handled the right way, everyone will get their penalties. The crew have already started collecting theirs. Obviously, they were suspended with immediate effect until investigation is over, and they're probably going to have to go through subsequent trainings to manage the situation better. And as for the passenger who behaved that way, he definitely should be on, I would say he should be on a no-fly list
Mm.
because that just shows a lot.
This is literally alcohol, now water. Now,
Yeah,
let's
there's
talk about the
different.
no fly list. What exactly is a no fly list? And what would somebody do to be able to or to be put on a no fly list? And how long does a no fly list last for?
Well, the no-fly list then, it doesn't really have an exact duration. You can, it's just like a visa, you can have for 3 months, you can have for 1 year. It varies, but that also depends on the crime you committed. That's the thing. So if you went on board in this situation, for instance, with alcohol, or you got into a fight with a cabin crew, you've seen situations where you have a passenger actually slap a cabin crew or one of the staff. That will definitely land you on a no-fly zone. Or you come in shouting you want to blow up a plane. Terrorism. Like the list is so long on things that you know should not be done, and you go ahead and do it. And when the people, that's the crew, that are trained for this try to put it under control and you don't follow the instructions, it most times will lead to you being on a no-fly list.
Now, as
And a
this
no-fly
pilot,
list is not
okay, go ahead,
just
go ahead,
for
finish.
one airline. The no-fly list applies to all commercial flights. So when you put on a no-fly list, it's no-fly all the way. So you go by road in Nigeria.
But that means you can fly international.
It might be a hard one. In Nigeria, there's ways to work around it, but did I say that one? But
No wonder you do not want to show your face.
Don't let them have trouble. Normally it would affect you as well internationally, but it's Nigeria.
But can the person fly private?
That will now be a determination of the operator of the private.
Hmm.
Yes.
More.
Yes, before he even gets to the aircraft, he still has to go through security. And those are the people that have the list of the no-flies. So if he stopped before even getting to board the private jet,
Yeah, but
then
private jets, you people have your own hangar because I know you used to fly private
yeah, but
jets.
there's still security there. There's security there. And they
Hmm.
also have the no-fly list. Yeah. So they have the list of everyone who's on a no-fly. And if that comes up, then normally you're not going to be allowed to board. Normally, quote unquote.
But this is Nigeria, and Nigeria anyhowness operates.
Mm.
Let's hope this is resolved. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because it
I'm
looks like
sure
this is
it
going to
will
be
be
a tough
resolved.
one.
I'm pretty sure the girl, I'm very sure the captain, I'm
Yeah.
sure she also feels a
Let me
certain way
go-
about this now.
let me Google her name so I can call her to come to my live and come and talk. Value
I
Jet
doubt she,
Pilot.
I don't think
You
she'll
know her. I'm
want
sure you know her.
to. Who would want to speak about this right now? It's also the whole privacy with the companies.
Value Jet
So they
Oga, you
don't,
better come and talk. Oh. This one where they drive your aeroplane like Molue. You better come and talk. Oh. That's when I drive
but
there, no be aeroplane drive you.
let's not use one bad example to tarnish their entirely good image, even though,
Mm.
again,
We are
we're
not
going to
tarnishing
accept
their image, but what happened? So that means tomorrow I
what's
can
true.
decide to fly Value Jet, and Value Jet they can use the aeroplane and be chasing chicken.
No, but you see, that's part of the corrective actions that will be taken by HR Value Jet with the retraining of crew to make sure those things are emphasized. Since they've now had one of those experiences, because they already go through the trainings, but now they're going to emphasize on certain areas even more to
Now,
make sure it doesn't happen.
according to a story on Nairaland, it
Mm-hmm.
says the disorderly conduct of Wasiu Ayinde, the veteran Fuji musician, led to the suspension of two value jet pilots by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA). Ayinde, popularly known as Kwam1 or K1 the Ultimate, and commands a huge following in Nigeria's music industry, having popularized the Fuji genre. Sources informed the cable that Kwam1, who was on board a value jet plane on August 5th, was seen drinking from a flask, I beg your pardon, and was approached by a flight attendant who suspected that the content was alcohol, a substance prohibited on board aircraft in Nigeria. The attendant was said to have asked the musician to surrender the flask, but Kwam1 refused, saying it was medication prescribed by his doctor. The cable understands that following his refusal to give up the flask, the flight crew deboarded the celebrity. Consequently, an enraged Kwam1 proceeded to the front of the aircraft in an attempt to prevent it from taking off. In a video seen by the cable on Wednesday, the Fuji artist was seen standing in front of the aircraft with ground personnel interacting with him. Seconds later, Kwam1 and the ground personnel were seen dodging the wings of the aircraft as the flight forcefully took off in breach of aviation safety rules, value jet. In response, the NCAA on August 6th announced the suspension of two pilots over the incident, which occurred at the domestic terminal of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The authority said it received reports of a serious breach of aviation safety protocols involving a value jet flight. According to the NCAA, the pilots commenced departure procedure from the designated bay without adhering to the mandatory pre-departure clearance protocol. because I could see their flaps extended. So they were going to take off and they went to take off. Apart from the suspension of the pilot, the Aviation Authority is considering punitive measures for Kwam1, such as being on a no-fly list over his unruly conduct. A no-fly list is a database of individuals prohibited from boarding commercial flights due to suspected links to and security threats.
Exactly.
Now, two things. So, here's where I have an issue with the pilot.
Yeah.
The plane is about, it's not just Kwam1 standing in front of the plane. There are those officials too there. They were trying to get him away from there. They still accelerated with their own people. I'm just remembering that angle.
I don't make it sound that way. The way you're emphasizing it is, I should not be laughing.
No. Here's another question for Value Jet. Sorry, this is my opinion. Janet, you know I do small simulator flying, so I have an idea.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have your kind of idea, you are our guy, but I have small idea. Does Value Jet do evaluation, psychiatric and psychological evaluation for pilots? I want to know this question I'm asking. Value Jet people, I want to hear from you. Make una no vex. Because this level of, should I call it anger? Please, school me, Janet.
So personally, I cannot respond to that because I am not a
Yeah, you
staff
are
of
their
value.
friend, no problem, it's okay.
I do know that it conducts a lot of trainings with regards to safety. So all of this is included in that, including fatigue management, crisis management. And
Yes.
this is not just, this is also for the crew, this is for the ground staff. Everyone goes through that training. Again, I will reemphasize, I'm not being biased here. I am a pilot, I'm a captain, but I think she could have handled it much better. Definitely.
Thank you for being honest. Everybody that is my friend that is a pilot is thinking otherwise and they don't want to talk. Now, I want to say something here.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something. Someone said there's a blind spot. You see, pilots, they're different from moto. In a commercial flight, you don't, somebody has to give you clearance that, okay, you can take off now. Meaning there are no incursions on the runway, everything is fine. Oh yeah, you can move. You can commence your taxiing.
Yeah.
Did anybody, because from where the captain is seated on the left, Kwam1 was on the right of the plane. I'm not sure she could have seen him.
True.
I'm not sure she could have. So who gave her the command that the tarmac is free, you can proceed with? We have to go and hold that person.
Here's the thing with Abuja Airport. They have a ground frequency for that ramp where the domestic flights operate out of. And then you have marshallers that are supposed to give you guidance for direction when you're coming into park and when you're going out to taxi to make sure you are clear of other aircrafts. Now, I don't think I saw a marshaller in that video, but there were other ground staff there. So she could have called the ground frequency and actually gotten taxi. Now, after getting the taxi clearance, it's
Kwam1
either
now
she's
refused to move.
Exactly. So she did get a clearance to taxi, otherwise she wouldn't taxi. But again, I think from the position, the first officer could see outside
Could
his window,
see,
so
yeah.
it's a sight. And as much as we have marshallers, we still have our eyes. It's one of the
Yes.
other things we do as pilots to look out the window, check that your wings are clear, and still follow the marshaller's instruction. But if at any time we don't feel comfortable with the marshaller's instruction, we trust our eyes better to prevent having a situation where you run into an aircraft or an obstacle or something else. So again, it's obvious that she acted on emotions And I think obviously her company will handle that with regards to trainings. And I'm not going to use the word psych evaluation because I don't know if they have that or they have something else that they do in place of that. Every airline has a different structure, but I'm pretty confident that ValueJet is set up properly and they will definitely take care of it to avoid something like this or anything similar happening again in the past.
Okay, ValueJet, for me to be your friend, you have to go and be doing psychiatrist for all your pilot, first officer, captain, anything that you have that is flying must do, because you know, you see, it can happen to anyone. I don't want to say women, I don't want to say men. It can happen to anyone. But there was obviously an anger problem somewhere. Forgive me, Jay, but there was an anger problem somewhere. Because that level of anger, you know what? You see, let me be honest with you. Your anger builds. You are getting late. Maybe there's pressure from the airport you are going to. You understand? There's
I know,
pressure
I know.
from airport you are going to. The passengers are complaining. So everything builds up. At that point, if she had come down from the plane, taking the decision as the captain, you know what? Cut the fuel, turn off the engines, turn off hydraulics, retract your flaps, and come down from the plane. I'm not flying this plane. But then there's now also another problem. The airline could have penalized her. We
Yes.
also need to talk about this part of it, because the moment a plane has been boarded, the boarding the plane is going to cost the airline money.
Mm-hmm.
And I also
And then
want to I
that
want to
will also
say this.
understand the way December.
I also want to say this many
Mm-hmm.
times, and that's why pilots stick together like secret cults. Many times the airline will throw the pilot under the bus. I've seen it happen many times. They will throw the pilot under the bus. Instead of the airline, they will throw the pilot and sometimes make his life or her life unbearable, and the pilot will be sacked. Because if the pilot knew that the airline's got me, I'm going to take the best decision, and my
Hold it up.
airline is going to stand with me, she would not have taken that. She will have known that, okay, you know what, we can't. But that one that you did not fly, Baba, you go answer query, retire. Why did you not fly? And this guy was
True.
being unruly. You know, the reason why is everywhere is because we saw a video of somebody dodging the wing of a plane.
Yeah. I
If
think a
that
little
if,
bit
if,
more.
if that didn't happen,
Yeah.
it would have been the pilot's fault still, with the airline this time. So the pilot is now going to go and face committee, going to go and write report, going to go and talk plenty story of what delayed the now. Airports and airlines work in handshake or chain reactions.
Mm-hmm.
That flight, if it doesn't take off, another flight is
It's
a
delayed.
problem. So
Yeah.
you can have a chain that will take you back 6 hours. Some people are going to
True.
sue the airline. Some people are going to scatter the. Some people are going to cause problem in the airport. Some people are going to come and type. Oh, so now it's like you said in your DM before I invited you over. There's a whole chain of protocols that were possibly breached,
Yeah.
and for me, the person who had the final Kwam1 is a civilian, doesn't know what happens in a plane. He doesn't know that the jet engine can suck him in and make him mince meat in 2 seconds.
If that was a Boeing 737, it might have been a different issue.
Yes, 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 because the Boeing 737, the engines are low, and then the Boeing 737 does not even have a cover for the back engines because the engines are
Mhm.
set so low. It will
Yep.
suck you in, and you just hear, bam, finish. Meat, now remain for back.
We're grateful that's not the situation. And I
Meat,
would
now,
think that she took that into
ah.
consideration, even though
So
she
so
was
so
asked.
let's talk about that part too. Thank you very much for bringing that in. So the let me watch the video again. So did the pilot take this decision? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of my pilot friends, who I'm sure knows you very well, I'm not going to mention his name, says I should tell you that there's a memo out that airplanes can taxi out without a marshaller. They can use
I
their
said
engineers to take off.
I did say that, and that's why I said also that the FO could have been looking out the window, which he had a line of sight to the people standing there.
Oh, okay. This is so, yeah, the engines are high up. The
So
engines
that's
are
the benefit.
Kwam1 don't know waiting God do for Ramu.
Because the position they were
Ah, I don't even think
37
I've
or
reached that
what
side.
everything, you'll be sucked in the
As in,
suction
you
because
just
she
hear
advanced the power by far.
boom, then just see meat everywhere.
The story would not
Then
be
that
about
engine
angry
gone.
pilots. No,
They're gonna have
right
to
in
rebuild the engine.
yeah.
Ah, 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 ah. The my friend just sent me another view from another angle this time. So okay, for a long time now I understand where this is coming from too. You see, I learned something in my life. When
Mm-hmm.
your husband slaps you, when a man slaps a woman, they always have the excuse, no matter what, you can't hit a woman. And that is understandable, right, Janet?
Yeah.
But sometimes if
Mm-hmm.
you watch the videos of 30 minutes before, you now
What?
create a bigger picture and then can
Mm-hmm.
understand what circumstance led to, or how one circumstance led to the next. Let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a story of a guy who was about to be deported because his wife had been lying on him. You understand? That he was
Yes.
touching while he never touched her. Then finally, the day the police now came to whisk him away, he knew he was going back to Nigeria. He knew not. He just gave the wife like 8 slaps. It is easy for us to judge and say he's a bad man. But because this woman wanted him out, she had been cooking stories over the last 6 months to the point where she ruined his career and had him sent back to Nigeria from the UK after 7 years with nothing. If they ask me, today I will tell you she deserved it. How do you ruin a man to nothing? They sent him back home with nothing after 7 years. And then the excuse is no matter what. God will not let them turn you to nothing. Then they'll say no matter what, you will not slap somebody. Now, because they never turn you to nothing now, may they spoil your career, ruin you, finish your whole life, constantly carry you back to your country. So when you view the situation and you look at the holistic thing, this pilot had a problem. Either way, she was going to get into trouble. Because if she didn't move, the airline will give you. You see, you need to understand that sometimes airlines put so much pressure on their pilots because now we're going to go into a bigger picture now. Economy.
Mm-hmm.
The economy is harsh. The systems are very harsh and very unforgiving. I don't know if I'm connecting.
Yeah.
So pilots are given the minimal fuel. This is your fuel and this is your contingency fuel. Finish, nothing extra.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a go around, it's problem. I heard this from sometimes you're coming in, they just hit a draft.
Yeah. When sure.
Standard operating procedure. toga, go around. Some pilots will
I,
land in that draft because they don't want to come and fill form and say why they had to go around. Because Jay, am I lying? If you do a go around, are you not going to come and write and explain tire why you had to do the go around?
in fact, in the process of the go around, the controller is first of all going to ask you a reason for the go around before you
Yes.
finish it, and still have to fill all that.
Yeah, but you see, the airline for that go around, you have wasted fuel.
You burn fuel, yes.
Do you understand? And the
It
airline
doesn't
does
mean
not
they
want you
don't
to burn fuel.
understand. They do. I would give it to them though. You do have, well, mind my language. Just like in every industry, you have a bit of knotheads or nut jobs in industries. But most airlines, if not all airlines, understand the reason for a go around. Because if you're unstabilized, if you have weather, wind shear situations, a normal day you're supposed to pick up a hold. If you see like crazy weather over the field, it's above your limitations for the aircraft. Do not attempt, and then you have to calculate your holding fuel. And when you choose to do a go around for any reason which you do not feel that landing should be continued or can be continued safely, and you choose to go around, there's really nothing, especially in this rainy season, you'll be finding a lot of go around happening. So you can find a lot of people picking up holds. And I think part of the problem as well is the fact that the Nigerian publics are not well educated on the aviation industry and how does things work. So you see all these videos roaming online with people shouting,
We're
the plane
flying
almost
around
touched.
for 2 hours. We did not know where we're going to land. We missed the road.
It's not like the pilots are suicidal or we didn't train for years for this. And most of us have been doing this for such a long time. I think that's a major problem. So when they go around posting all these things on social media, it trends. And the
It
little that they
annoys
should
me. I
have,
always try to come and correct them.
I feel like one educated post could go around and actually have better impacts than all the people who just keep saying, we almost died, we almost died. Turbulence
I
does not
survived
crash.
the plane crash.
Turbulence does not crash a plane in any way or any
I
time.
survived the plane crash. What happened? The turbulence did like this. The turbulence did like this.
And I don't want to even go into the other one that you talked about the other day.
Which one was
Same
that?
thing. Had the engine failure, it will not crash a plane. A plane would
It
fly
will not.
properly.
You see, if you lose one engine
Come on.
on landing, you are good because you have burned some fuel. On takeoff, you take off and you go around and you come back and land. Now, if you lose
Tempo.
an engine in the middle of your journey, you will proceed.
Yeah.
You can sometimes proceed and finish your journey, or choose the nearest airport around you.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're flying a dual engine plane on top of the Atlantic from UK to India and you are halfway. You can choose to go back to India or choose to go to continue to the UK because you're in the middle of the water. You just continue. And while you are
Like,
continuing, you're going to try to restart the engine. If it was an engine fire, you turn on the fire extinguisher, kill the engine totally, and use the other one.
so those are part of the trainings we do. And don't forget, we do these trainings every 6 months. So we're very familiar with this. Literally, you wake us up from sleep and access, and we know the processes that well. Talking about an engine failure, it's most aircraft these days don't actually list a single engine failure as a mayday call anymore.
Yes,
Now
a
it's a
pan
pan
pan.
pan call,
Yeah.
not a mayday call. So when you see people behave a certain way, I don't know what this, obviously how to get the masses to be more educated on certain things, but I guess we're all struggling with economy right now. But that being said, back to value jet.
Back to
Definitely
your
AppSec
defending your
is a lot.
friends.
No, back to ValueJet. I will stand for ValueJet to say they're a very strong airline. They're very good. And just one mistake from an individual crew has shouldn't impact or black stain the image of the airline as a whole, because it's one person who made that mistake, who made a bad decision. I wouldn't call it that. I would say who made a poor decision actually. And I'm sure she's going to go through the consequences in the company and whatever is set in their procedures to be done as well. And more importantly, we should focus on how that even happened, because if we never got to that stage, she wouldn't even get involved, or the pilots or the cabin crew shouldn't have been involved. That tells you how bad our AVSEC system is. It's also in Nigeria. You have people, when you talk about private jets, you have people boarding with nitrogen gas and all this. Look, let's
But
not
you
go
people
into
have any kind of customers, you know, be una the any amount they pay you people big money now, so they carry nitrogen. Waiting you go talk.
I no put me inside this chest this night. I guess like tomorrow.
You understand? So yes, the standard operating procedure for an aircraft. If an aircraft does not have what do they call it? When you're landing and you have you a stabilized approach,
Yeah.
you have to do a go around. Meaning stabilized approach, meaning you have to be on your landing flaps, gear down, landing speed
Mm-hmm.
before 1,000 feet. Depending on the plane, though, some planes might be a little less. You understand? But
Yeah, that's
737
absolutely right.
is 1,000 feet. You have to be stabilized by 1,000 feet, and you have to be on the glide.
Yes.
Do you
If it's
understand?
an
If
eye.
by
Mm-hmm.
800 feet you are still looking for glide, Baba, you will turn around or you go around. Or 800 feet, it's not like you can't do it, but it puts too much pressure on the pilot because things happen very fast from that moment onward. So before a
Mm-hmm.
thousand feet, you have to be stabilized. If you are not stabilized, they have to go around. And many factors can lead to not stabilizing. Them giving you landing. Can you quickly land now? And you are hot and high. All sorts of things. Wind, anything can lead. You are speeding or whatever happens. So when you are in a
Mm-hmm.
plane, I'm just saying this for those of you that want to come and tell us tomorrow that you survived the plane crash because the plane went around. So if your plane is attempting a landing, there's also what you also have, what you call minimum visibility. Sometimes when you have low clouds, the clouds will reflect into the pilot's eyes, is a problem. Sometimes you have strange airport weather activity. It looks okay, then it closes in on you very quickly. So guys, if you are in a plane, no need to panic. The pilots know what they are doing. That's why they are paid the big salary. My sister here is paid. They are paid to know what they are doing. You are
True.
back, Abby.
Yeah, network, sorry.
I was telling them that you people are well trained. That's why they pay you that Louis Vuitton salary that they pay you every month.
I don't know what salary, but I do agree with the fact that we're extremely
I know
trained.
someone whose salary is as a pilot is 40 million naira a month. And I'm sure there are people who are earning as much or if not more. So be rest assured they don't want to come and buy. Pilot no be hungry man, no be downfall driver. Somebody say let her show her face. Person agreed to come and lecture you. You want me to show her face, put herself inside trouble. There was a lady who I sent you a. There was a lady who's a pilot too, a foreign pilot this time. Please do accept my request. I sent you a request. Um, I sent you a request. What's the person's name? Please do. Suraya, I sent you a request. Suraya, please send me a request or accept my request. All of now, as now here's a woman they earn 40 million naira a month. When I just begin to think and say, the house you are living in is 40 million naira. That means every month the person fee buy your house. That means in 12 months, the person will get 12 of your house. If they put 12,
He
Mabino,
cannot.
I don't know why the life ended abruptly.
I mean, I guess the time was counting down. He cannot shut the
The time was
operation off.
counting down. You were seeing the time countdown.
I guess. I wasn't saying nothing. I mean, you just want because you've been on for some time. So, I mean,
Doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm checking
there
if
is
there's
no
any.
way what is wrong.
No,
You
no.
can be anybody can be deboarded. If you know you want to do all this, go on a plane with your, beverage, you can rent a jet or buy a jet. I know the pilot did not, observe the regular standard, operation protocol procedure. But how do we come from an individual. I mean, you are, even if you are, I mean, we cannot say president will go on a private jet, yes. I mean, on a commercial jet, but if you've been told you cannot continue on this plane, yeah, well, I mean, just go back to the terminals. But standing in front of the plane, you are holding up other schedules behind. There
Hmm.
is no way around it. Now, I mean, you must really be thankful to God for that. That plane was a smaller plane without the engines on the arm, on the lower
On the
side of the arm.
wings.
It would have been real terrible because the way that I mean this is gonna be actual fatality. So now we have to say that if you're gonna hold everybody accountable on this, you have to look at what the ground services, what are they doing? The personnel that were supposed to be pleading with him, all they needed to do at that time, if not be the anyhowness of our country, they should get the airport security to get him back to the terminal.
Hmm.
There is nothing like please, yeah, Joy, you should, because you can. There are other people on board. Remember, they may be VIPs too. What if there was an emergency, a medical emergency that was supposed to be in Abuja for a certain period?
Hmm.
But you are gonna say, oh no, because they won't let you fly then. Blacklisting people in Nigeria on airline, I know is not sufficient because who are because it's all about man no man. Like I
Hmm.
said, it's a big brother. I'm a fan. Everybody knows I don't even listen to any other song other than Kwam1. I mean, I'm a client, so to speak, at some point too. But no matter what happens, and I mean, as an elderly man of almost 70, you can't, conduct yourself like that in a public place. You cannot. You
Hmm.
cannot. If they've been told you cannot fly this plane, I know he probably has something important over to do it wherever he's headed to. But so do others on that same plane.
Hmm.
Now, for the pilot, I mean, there's a whole bunch of technicalities. I'm not a pilot or a specialist in that department, but I don't think he should attempt to move while there were people, in harm's way. I don't think he should move. That's outrightly wrong. But this whole thingy happened because we have a system that doesn't work.
Hmm.
The man being in front of the plane within 3 minutes. I mean, recently, I don't know if you've seen in the news, there was one, all this food, what do you call it? The ones that deliver food. The guy
Hmm.
found himself into the airport somewhere in Chicago. The guy was, you would have thought that guy was somebody from the Middle East for, TERIIOST something.
Hmm.
They held him down for long. And now all the people, all the security details around there too, they had to go down. You
Hmm.
know, but the
Hmm.
whole thing is just a charade. I mean, the pilot didn't do right. That we won't talk about it too long because if that pilot is gonna go down, we must also penalize Alaji for coming in front of a plane that the engine is on. The whoever that the I don't know what they call them ground services now. I think it's fine, but I think these days because some time ago, DF, just last October they did it to me. They didn't let me board a plane headed to Turkey.
Why?
Okay, so I weighed my luggage at the regular check-in terminal. Everything was good. There's
Come in. Come
nothing
in.
to buy in our duty free or anything. I still had my regular backpack. Now the lady told me,
No, bring it
"Oh,
upstairs.
that backpack is too heavy. I have to
The
reweigh
water
it."
upstairs.
Yeah, they have circle, they have
Okay.
fan, but when they get in trouble, they
Take the
begin
bigger
to
one.
toss you around. I
Huh?
still have a pending matter in court
Yeah.
with Turkish
Take the
Airline.
bigger one. There's water running. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I was attending to something.
No problem. It was baggage issue, and the maid lady ensured I'd already checked in. They had to go and call my bags back. It wasn't me alone. It was me and one other man from Ibadan headed to. We were both heading to USA, but I was gonna lay over in Turkey for like a couple of days. But you see, I understood what that was, sabotage. Okay, no problem. I made sure I got their names and sure who was on duty, and I know they have cameras, and now I've actually started an action against Turkish Airlines. Now Turkish is saying those people, the circle people, they are not their staff. I don't care. There's something called vicarious liability.
You
The action of your agent is as
finish
good
the
as
tea.
your own action. But in this instance,
I'll come to your room.
they didn't deboard you for, anything other than that. You weren't, conducting yourself properly because you had alcohol in your flask. You cannot. And before I even get to the plane entrance, you have to look at who were the people who screened him through security. Because at last I remember, the only thing they will allow you to take on board is about uh, 33 ounces of perfume. There is water on board if you need water, even though you have to buy it. Everybody understood what that is. They said it was water. Look, at Nigerians, we need to stop being sentimental. I just told you now that I do not think they would tell him to disembark because of water. We always try to make it look like, okay, well, if it was water and they told him he cannot be on that plane, Alhaji is rich enough to get another plane instantly to take him to his destination, and he will come back and sue them. He has lawyer children, he has lawyer friends and lawyer siblings. We shouldn't be coming about, all these things. It's wrong. Okay, well, now you are angry. Well, you can speak without even uttering a word. You can go through your lawyers. As soon as you land your destination, you will instruct anybody that you need to instruct at that point in time. And Value Jet will be the one trying to talk to you now with a national apology on the print media and TV. But jumping in front of the plane is very, very dangerous. Not even about anything for himself. After about 50-something years of career, you now want to end it up in the front of a jet that, could make sense now. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how best anybody will look at it, but I think it's because of the anyhowness. And now that the freeze is brought to mind, they are renovating our airport for those billions. They won't train these ground services and people, the logistics, to know how to properly do things. In the same Lagos airport is where you will see them open your bag and flap stuff and close it back. Who is this one telling me what you say? Let me see your name first. Me you want If you are the one of the ones begging for food from people, I'm not one of them. And you better watch what you say. So we cannot look at this from any other angle. We cannot sugarcoat it. It's outrightly wrong. Jumping in front of a plane. I mean, we even in our youth go, even no matter how angry you get, you won't do it. You just, walk away from it. Not somebody with that, status. I hope that airline pilot, because you were saying something, DF, about that. For the most part, the airline will throw the pilots under the bus. Don't they have like a union or as an association?
That's why I wanted to bring some experts here to come and speak.
No. It's not. I mean, no, Dr. John J. I don't know who that person is telling me what you say, because you see me talking on show that now you think it's a liberty for you to talk anyhow. The fact that you are typing rubbish, you can. Or what you buy.
Daddy Freeze.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, good evening.
Gongoli,
Good
I
evening. Go
love this
ahead, talk
statement.
to
Why
me.
would he stand in front of a plane?
Daddy Freeze is actually a chain error. Kwam1
Are you
shouldn't
into
just
aviation?
be Daddy Freeze now. Look.
I can't see you well,
So it's actually a chain error from the checking
Okay.
in to the foot of the aircraft. First, they saw him as K1 and everybody was K1, K1. They left him. I'm sure necessary questions were not asked. On a good day, he's not supposed to carry any liquid as a carry-on. Even if he must carry,
Oh, Miriam, I
he
remember you from
should be
Akure.
a check-in. He should be in his check-in luggage. I'm sure because it's K1, they skipped the necessary question they were supposed to ask him. And
Because
they
they will
allowed
beg for
him.
money.
And they allowed him. Okay, fine. He actually beat the check-in agent. He got to fan screening point. They saw him with the liquid too. One, you are not allowed to carry any liquid on board, even if it's herbs.
Even if it's water.
Even if it's water, you are not allowed, except from nursing mothers, because they will give you water on board. How are we sure it is water? What if it is acid? Except from nursing mother. Even that nursing mother, you'll be asked to taste it. And they will even pour it on the floor. Just little. Some they will even beg you that, oh, we'll get another water from the crew to give to you. That is one. Then herbs. You have to turn the water inside your herbs. The stick is only allowed, not the ones with liquid. Okay, fine. You beat the check-in agent. You beat fan security
Hmm.
to the foot of the aircraft. Now, getting to the aircraft, they discovered you had liquid on board. You are not even supposed to be there. You were supposed to direct him back to the boarding area. He was not even supposed to be on the ramp
Absolutely.
at all. Now he was on the ramp. The pilot, he has his time, departure time. He has his estimated time. He has to leave.
I said it. Thank you.
I understand he's actually angry. Like you people doing, you should leave my ramp. And two, the marshal too. You have people on your ramp. So why did you give the pilot the go ahead? You should tell him you still have people here.
They were all angry. Let me tell you something. You know, Nigeria think they are bebe. I like it. Oh, yeah, pilots move. But you know, that's suicidal. It shouldn't happen to anybody.
The marshal shouldn't have told the pilot is good, because I saw the planes. There's no more trucks. Everything were off. It was as in they were about to leave. The next thing, the fan security ought to take over. That is like somebody trying to ground the aircraft.
It did. That's granted in false imprisonment.
He was trying to ground the aircraft. They ought to like march him back to the boarding area. In fact, he's supposed to be in detention till that aircraft lands at its destination. He's not even supposed to leave the premises of the airport. But because it's K1, if person like me now or you, Mr. Wale, we go suffer.
Me,
But K1,
if it's what they did to me in Lagos Airport, October 14th. And I see what me and them are dragging now is because they made me lose a big contract. Anyway, we are still in it, so I won't comment because it's still in court.
so
But the
it's
honest
okay.
truth is that you see the ground services in Nigeria, where regardless of where, those people have neglected their actual duty. It's about who is coming, what they can get. They
The
don't do
heart of people, they
nothing.
don't compromise. No matter what, if I'm bodying you, I don't know who you are. I will collect it, though. I will collect it. I've
Where
done
you're
it
located
to.
in Lagos?
I'm in Akure.
Akure.
I've done it to a prominent
You are
politician. He
from
told me
Akure, Abi?
I'm not from Akure. I told him, he told me I will call your guy. I told him, do you have his number? I should give you.
Wow.
Because if they sack me, you won't give me job.
Absolutely.
So you need to abide. They need
You
to
know, see,
abide.
the kind of person that I know him to be, I know that, okay, well, I can't make assumptions, but I knew his mind or heart was merry. Like, that thing in his cup has some kind of influence on him. He would not have done that on a good day.
He can afford another one now.
Immediately and still sue that value jet. In fact, by
He
tomorrow,
can
they
afford
would have their
another
court
one.
papers.
He's not even allowed to carry it. You can even check it in. He can check it in. And it's good. So why must you carry it to show us you are drinking alcohol?
I
On a
mean,
good day,
I
there's
don't
a
think
level of
even the president
alcohol.
will not say this is right now.
Somebody checking you in, sir, there's a level of alcohol. Once it's perceived, they won't allow you.
Yes. You are right.
So that's what I'm saying. Is K1, everybody K1, 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 and there's possibility again. It did not come to the checking counter. Two things. He has protocols, so there's possibility it did not come to the checking counter. Somebody came to check
You
him,
just
and then
bypass him and let her go to
no,
the thing.
he's crew. He's
You know that's what
allowed.
they call VIP in Nigeria.
Yes,
Compromising the
with
state
me.
security and they say you are VIP.
No, no. He has protocols. They will check him in,
God bless
but
you, Bongoli. A tons of Nigerians say, do you know who I am? They have this mentality. And you know else, you know, see, I mean, you know, with due respect, it's a level of, you know, ignorance and illiteracy to think you want to, I mean, how do you fight like that? Jumping in front of a plane. I'm sorry. Kuda,
he's even lucky he's not Boeing. Boeing will sack
exactly
him.
where we said it here.
It will suck him, the blast. He was very lucky, oh. I'm sure that pilot was angry because they ate into his time. He was very, very angry.
Wait first. I saw something. Somebody is still writing. They said it's water. Are you trying to
Even if
say the
it's
people doing
water,
their job do not know what they are doing? You see the reason why we say they go right in front of una, they go steal una mandate or do anything to una go see they defend una oppressors. You say you want your laka ekuro sawdust
even if
lokulori.
it's water, domestic, we don't do duty free now that you allow duty free water. Even if it's there in your terms and conditions, liquids are not allowed on board.
Liquids more than 100 ml.
100 ml, sorry, are not allowed.
Well,
Even
that's
every
about
ticket.
3.3 ounces or 33 ounces here. I don't know whatever the difference is.
We have some people, they will tell you they are coming from Okeriwo. Okay, this one, okay, that one. They will come with
Check
only
it
water.
in. You have a check-in luggage. Check it in.
We know it's only water, but you cannot carry it on board.
Make it get. We go.
Yes.
See, until we start to all say this thing is wrong and is wrong, then there may be someday we're gonna forge ahead in that nation.
Now,
But when it comes
all
to
the
it
people
happening
on
to people
duty
we
that
like
day,
and start wanna making excuses and saying, no, come on now. Okay, well, it was water. Can you that you've been saying there is water, is it right to jump in front of a plane that will fire him?
now all the people on duty that they are in serious soup. From the
They
fan
should
to the
be.
marshaller to the checking agent to the supervisor,
The securities.
all the security, both the fan and that of the airline, all of them, because
My
it's
sister,
security
who be
breach.
the people where they handle the ground services really for local, local and international? Are they different?
It's,
Yes, now it's
they are
totally
doing
different.
fine. Oh. They are different.
Okay, which is which?
Ground staffs, the airlines have their own ground staffs. Now they now have handlers that handles baggage, like
Okay,
Nako and Sako.
okay. So and NACO and SACO is for either international or local flight.
Yes.
Okay. So now the airlines, I just made the discovery that most airlines, most international airlines do not have actual employee in Nigeria anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They
guys,
say
I've
they
got to
rent.
end and come right back later on today. Thank you so much. I just brought you up, Wale, so you could say
Baba,
what you
it
were
is
saying.
wrong. It is wrong. Olórúkọ méjì tó ń jẹ́ is wrong.
Until Dako, lórúkọ
Kò
méjì.
dára kò tójú wá ṣe
But
pé nídìí
but
àgbàlagbà.
still, at the end of the day, pilots and all try. Pilots and all
Ó yé
try.
wa. Ó yé
Pilot
Pilots and
wa.
all
try.
try.
Marshall too no try.
Everybody
Àwọn tó
knows.
jẹ́ kí bàbá gbọ́ tí
The
wọ́n rí
fan.
Tarmac náà ó yẹ kán wà lẹ́wọ̀n báyìí.
All
Ah,
the blame should be on the pilot. Everything pilot ló máa ń foríko. The fan officials no try. They are not supposed to be on that tarmac.
Everybody we're checking for duty today
Omo,
suppose they where they go.
Mary,